Welcome back to the Center Podcast. I am your host, Victor, along with my co-host, Mark.
You.
How you doing, sir? Well, I'll put my water. Hold down here. Oh, yeah, I just had it.
Yeah.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. A little parched, but I got my water over.
Same.
I'm almost done. So that's okay. Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
That's great.
It's killing me. I'm fighting to not lose my voice again. Believe it or not, even though I feel like I just lost it like 2 weeks ago when I was fighting for my life. Just cracking like I was going through puberty all over again, but it's okay. We're here. How was your week? What did you do? What's new?
As far as the week, nothing really happened. Just kind of basic life. Going to work. Yesterday, I told you, car went to jury duty yesterday. Crazy, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't really go because I got dismissed. But yeah, the thought of actually waking up and thinking, hey, man, I'm about to be in a room with a bunch of people I don't know, and I'm going to have to possibly
Prosecute.
Figure out whether or not the person's guilty or not. So I was like, well, it's been crazy. But it's got like, what's funny about it is that a lot of people, before even going to it, are just like, oh, call before, they might not need you. Or, a lot of times, you probably don't even get picked, so don't even worry about it. And in my head, I'm like, but what if I do? Like, what are the off chance that I do? It's like, because like, I feel like for the most part, it's like 80 to 90%, you probably won't get picked. Like, probably something won't happen. But I'm like, bro, what if that 10%? But I'm like, what if I do get chosen?
Just because it's me.
Right. Like, what if I get chosen and have to be a part of this crazy case? Like, starts getting like news-wise, and I'm just there, just in the fucking John, just like, hey guys. I don't know, but yeah. So went to that.
It's like, all right, welcome to the Jonathan Majors case. It's like, bro, what the?
Like, hold up, y'all could have warned me.
That shouldn't even happen here.
Yeah, you could have warned me before I started coming in here. But yeah, so I'm like, what if you never know? But didn't happen. So yeah, it was very anticlimactic.
I don't think they can warn you.
Yeah,
I know you were joking, but like,
yeah,
I don't think they can tell you what you're about to get into.
Yeah, they probably can't tell you anything. You don't even know what kind of case it is. It's just like, oh yeah, we meet these people. Kind of just hold you against your will, because then on the thing when you get the jury duty notice, it's like, oh yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like if you don't show up, you could be, fined like $500 or something. Yeah. It's like, damn, bro. I'm sorry, y'all just decided to take a day out of my life that I probably had something to do, and y'all just like, you show up.
If I get into an accident,
hey, bro, you gotta get fined now.
That's wild.
Yeah, so that happened that day. Other than that, nothing really too crazy this week, just that. So yeah,
that's good.
How was yours?
It was chilling, just worked for the most part. Then, had fun time, good time. Went to Dave & Buster's the other day. Great time always. It was cool. Went back in the Dance Dance Revolution shit. Still got it. We got to get back on there.
Yeah, this is true.
Last time we went for my birthday. That was the last time we was on it. Yeah. Good time. Didn't get to eat, but like the games were cool.
Yeah.
They got like, there's a lot of the same shit, but like still it's fun. I don't complain.
Yeah, I wish like you could, like, it's just crazy because you would think that most of them will have like the same games, but they don't, Some places
they really don't.
Some places have like really cool games, like in Dave & Buster's, and some just are like either they're really old or just kind of like, what is the point of this game? Like, you're just playing it, you're just like, why did someone think of this game?
Supposedly, I was told, and I didn't know about this, supposedly there's an arcade like in this building that has like Japanese games. It's like next to the movie theater. Supposedly it's like way better.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Maybe it's up top because that's where it is, like the movie theater.
It's like it's not a part of this. I think it's like near it.
Oh, okay.
But like they told me like it was here. I was like, I walk into this building every day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or not every day, but like every week.
How could I miss it?
Yeah. So supposedly that's the thing. So I got to try that now.
Yeah, definitely see.
Have some Wario type, one of them type games. Yeah. That's what they told me. Like Rhythm Heaven type shit is what they got. You remember Rhythm Heaven?
I don't know. I feel like if I was to probably see it, I probably would for sure.
It's literally just what it sounds like. It's a game of like, the Wario game that I showed you. It's like that, but all the games are like rhythm games.
So you just got to be like on time and stuff.
Yeah. So it's just like, it'd be dumb shit too. It's just like, like a guy with a thing, like he has an egg. And you have to tap on beat for him to eat the eggs. But like it speeds up and slows down, and it'll like change the tempo, so it fucks you up. It's a fun game.
That'd be good.
I don't know if there's one on the Switch yet, but like I remember on the Wii there was a Rhythm Heaven, but like the very first one was on DS. Look it up. I think you'd like it.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I like games like that.
Yeah, same. But that was my main thing, and what else? That was the main thing that I was gonna say. But this is what I want to talk about. It's not. It had nothing to do with me. Okay. This happened weeks prior. By the time this comes out, No.
No accidents?
No.
Okay.
Life, it's just been sickness lately. I'm trying to fight it. What happens when you live with two people that take care of sick people every day?
Yeah, I start to wonder. I'm like, how does it get sick so much?
Bro,
and I wouldn't say so much.
It's just been recently.
Yeah, it's just like, I feel like, because I never feel like you get like crazy sick. At least I guess because I'm not with you like 24/7. But I feel like anytime I'm with you, it's either just like, oh, my throat's a little like messed up, or I'm just not.
And I just powered through it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what happened like this year. But mind you, I am like, right now in my life, I take care of myself the most that I ever have. Like, I take my vitamins, I work out as much as I can, I drink water, I like all this other shit. Before, I was just like a tank. Like, I would get sick maybe once a year and it'll be like a heavy sickness. But after that, I'm cool for the year. I've been sick like 3 times this year. I got this right now. And then I had the same exact thing before I left for Puerto Rico. And then before that, I had like a stomach virus where I was just like throwing up and shit. What the fuck? I don't like this.
I think it's just you're cleaning your body and you're letting your pores just be open, free, and I think you're just letting in all that sickness, you know?
It's just that my mom and my sister come home after dealing with sick people all day. And then when they cough and stuff, they don't cover, and it bothers me so much. It bothers me to no end.
I'm just picturing you in the living room, and then you just chill next to you, and
bro,
you're just like,
yo, it gets me so tight.
You're just looking like.
And then on top of that, they'll like be sick, or like Zoe will be all over on top of them, and then I'll go like pick up Zoe.
What's up, Zoe?
And then whatever she got.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're such an amazing dog.
And then Zoe coughs in my face.
Just like, hey, what's up, bro? All right, I'm out.
Yeah, deuces. The other day glad that we're talking about her right now. She's I'm mad at her right now, okay? So she has this thing where like if she steps on like, I guess if, I don't know exactly what it is. They say it's allergies, that we've taken her to the vet before, and they say it's like an allergy thing where if she has like stuff in her paws, like when she walks out on the grass and stuff, and if it gets caught in there, like she's allergic to it almost, to the point where her paw will swell and it'll like bother her to walk on it, so she'll limp. So I'll give her medicine to make it go away. And it's been like a common thing, like it happens during the summer, and like we just know that that's what it is.
There's the pollen, bro.
Yeah. So, and we've been trying to figure out like if there's a way to permanently get rid of it, but it's been a whole thing, whatever. So that happens, right? It gets swollen on one of her paws and she'll end up like it bothers her to step on it, so she'll like walk without it, or like try not to put as much pressure on it. So the other day that happened, and she wasn't walking on it. So, and whenever something happens, my dad and my mom, to Zoe, they're like all caution, like all logic goes out the window. Where I'm just like, they're like, oh, what's wrong with her? Like, is it a nail? Did it break? Is there like something fracture or something? I'm like, guys, every other week her paw gets swollen and she can't walk on it. Like, this is the same thing. Like, just give her a little medicine and she's cool. She's like, nah, it's different this time. Like, I think something's wrong. We should take her to the vet. So I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm telling you, like, let me just give her usual medicine and she'll be cool, right? So I gave her her usual medicine and she was like slowly getting better. But then one day she just didn't get out of bed. So I was like, let me go check on her. Usually like just when they say like, oh, do you think it's broken or something happened? I'll like move her limbs to see if like anything's really bothering her. And then usually when I do that, she's chilling, right? The other day I did that shit. She's like, I was like, oh my God, Zoe, no. I was like, my heart dropped. I was like, yo, she must have jumped off or something and like hurt her paw. So, and I'm the only one who's home. So I told my mom, I was like, I gotta leave for work in like 5 minutes. I was like, when you come home, like, can you look at her, try, like, take her to go get seen? And she was like, yeah, like, I was gonna take her anyway just because she was worried about it. So she did that whole dramatic ass yell, and I barely even, I like touched her paw and she let out that sound. So I was like, oh, like, it's fucked. Like, I don't want to fuck with it no more. I go to work. I'm at work only thinking about her, stressing, like, yo, my dog's gonna be in a cast. She gonna need surgery, da-da-da-da. My mom texted me. She's like, I just got to the vet. And she's running around. I was like, yo, I want to leave right now and choke this fucking dog. I see her home. I walk in the door. She runs up to me. He's like, hey. I'm like, yo, don't even look at me right now. I can't even talk to you.
I'm in a very emotional place. I can't believe you did this.
Yo, I was so tight. And then, like, even after that, when she was home, she was, like, picking up toys, throwing them around. I'm like, yo, where was this earlier, bro? I was like, why'd you get out? She never yells like that. So, like, I swore, I was like, yo, her shit's fucked.
Oh, yeah. I mean, before that happened, did you give her medicine?
Yeah, so it was like, this is just an example. So say Monday she was limping. I gave her medicine. Tuesday she got a little bit better. And then like Wednesday, she was getting even more better, but she didn't get out of bed. So I was like, yo, like maybe she just can't walk on it. So she was laying down, and all I did was go up to her paw and try to go like this to see if like it's the wrists or like anything like that. And she let out that yell. So I was like, fuck, like she's really hurting. Just for her to walk into the vet office and like run around and shit and play, like act like everything's cool. And then my mom was like, I told the vet like what you told me, like how I moved her paw and like she yelled, and supposedly the vet like picked her up and started going like this all crazy and shit. And she let out. I'm like, yo, I want to break your leg now because you just pissed me off. Why are you making us look stupid like that? And then they still charge you for going. All they did was look at her. It was like $200. All for them to just do this shit, the same shit I did.
The wave, and she's fine.
She started fucking.
Yeah, exactly. She was like, all right, yeah, bring it around town, dog.
So I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, why do you do this to us? Like, is it because we left on vacation for a little bit without you? Like, is that what it is?
She needs the attention.
I don't get it.
Yeah, bro, this is what y'all have to deal with. You know?
That shit had me so mad, bro. I'm like, why would you do that? None of that was what I wanted to talk about, but we started talking about fucking. What you ask me about? Oh, me getting sick.
Yeah.
This is Zoe coughing in my face.
Zoe coughs in your face.
This is basically what she just did to me. She basically spit on my face.
That's it.
But what I really wanted to talk about,
yes,
I wanted to hear your opinion on, and I don't think we talked about it on the last one, but we talked about it as we were leaving here. This KEKE PALMER situation.
Yeah.
I don't think we talked about it on camera.
Nah.
So at first I wanted to talk about that last week, but we just talked about other shit. I forgot what it was. So KEKE PALMER situation, and then right after, I think that day after we recorded, the Jonah Hill situation came out. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You saw that?
I heard, yeah. Narcissist.
Yeah. So for y'all that don't know, I don't know how, it's been like 2 weeks now, a week now. KEKE PALMER, what show was that with Usher? Was that just his concert?
It was just a concert, yeah.
So Usher was performing on stage.
Which is just another thing that just kind of
was it the BET Awards or something?
I don't think so, because I've seen...
Because there was other people on stage with him.
But then
like
also,
just standing there.
But also I've seen him go to other concerts. But then again, that could just have been the same show. Because he was wearing the same thing, I think.
Yeah.
Because I've seen other videos.
Either way,
of him
Usher was on stage.
Usher was
being Usher.
Yeah.
Which might I say, he's been doing it for a long time. He's still killing it, still sings his ass off, still dances his ass off, still looks young. He's good, he's kicking. Another thing, before we get into this, does he have herpes? I remember that whole thing came out, and I thought everybody was like, no, he doesn't have herpes at all. It was just a lie. But then people still joke about it like he has herpes.
Like it's still a recurring thing. Like no one solved it yet.
Yeah, like I thought it was like, oh, this person came out and said he gave her herpes or he has herpes. And it was confirmed he does not have herpes. And people were still acting like he has herpes. And that's something that we talked about too at the time. They kind of pissed me off. Because like, if it wasn't true, whether it's true or not, people are going to say that he has herpes for the rest of the time. And look what happened. People still talking about it. Let it burn, same shit. They still accusing him of having herpes. So as far as I know, I thought it was cleared up. And this is the same thing with the Jonathan Majors thing. Like, obviously that whole situation with his girl came out where, is it Jonathan Majors? That's the guy who played Khan in Marvel, right? The guy who was just in Creed. Yes. Yeah, I want to make sure I got his name right.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that too when he was like in New York with his girl and like, I guess they had like a disagreement or whatever, or like she claims that he hit her and he was like, I didn't do anything. And there's like all these claims and all this video footage is clearly showing that like that was not the case, that she was fine and she's lying and she actually hit him. Now they're going to court for that. Yeah. Regardless of the situation, how it clears up, people are still going to label Jonathan Majors as a woman beater, which is unfortunate.
Well, probably not. Because then what would you call the situation where it was like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? People are saying like, yeah, like Amber Heard did wrong, but people still are like, also Johnny Depp did wrong too. Which if it's true, it's true. Like, you know what I mean? Like he still did wrong. But at the end, like, that's also, I guess that's different because they both did fucked up shit.
Yeah. He didn't shit on her bed.
So I was saying, he didn't do all that.
But he still was like, I guess in some way emotionally or physically.
I guess it was also very like difficult because of like past stuff with him that he had to deal with like, I think he was an addict with like alcohol.
Yeah.
And he was going through that, but he obviously got better with it and everything. But of course, they're going to bring stuff up because, like, if they were together at that time, they're going to be like, oh, I remember a time before when he was starting to still drink all that. You know, they're bringing whole shit. Like, oh, he's an alcoholic. So
this Jonathan Major situation is a little bit different just because, as far as we know, he hasn't done anything to her and she's done everything to him. But regardless, because of the fact that his status and on top of the fact that he's a black man, let's be honest, people are going to ridicule him a little bit harder than others would be ridiculed. So yeah, just the idea of like, or like what Usher, like as far as we know, he hasn't given anybody herpes, but because he's a successful black man, and it's just he's popular and it's easy to just stick that to him, he's still gonna be the guy who has herpes.
So with a burn.
Yeah. But back to the subject at hand. He was on stage performing, and he saw KEKE. He said, "Do you love me? Are you riding?" And he was looking. KEKE had a little dress on. He saw the booty. He saw the post having a baby booty. He's like, "KEKE, Keela and the B, you grown." And he was dancing up on her, and KEKE was dancing back. So people, well, not people, her baby, or the father of her child was a little upset. And he went to social media and started talking like crazy shit, ridiculing her, and everybody was like, "Hey, don't talk about KEKE like that." KEKE's like, KEKE is the internet cousin. We all related to KEKE. We all love KEKE. Remember her? She was in that movie with Ice Cube, throwing footballs and shit.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
I seen that in theaters. That was so stupid.
A lot of the movies you think about, you're like, why did we go to the movies to watch this? We could have just waited.
This is definitely like an ABC movie.
Yeah, it was definitely something that at the time had to be like the most exciting thing coming out at the time, because I don't see why I would want to go out to the movies to watch it.
That or the movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Madison Pettis when he was a football player.
Oh yeah, fucking
The Tooth Fairy. Is that the same thing? Or he's a hockey player?
No. He's a football player. Isn't it called Game Day or something like that?
All right, so I might be confusing two movies. So I know he has one with Madison Pettis, and I think he's a football player, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna just look this up just to clarify. We're gonna get to this
That's
KEKE
the one
Palmer
with,
thing, I promise.
Okay.
And Madison Pettis movie, The Game Plan.
The Game Plan. Okay, something game. I know that game. Man.
And then I think I'm gonna look it up because I'm pretty sure that there's a movie called The Rock, or a movie with The Rock in it, and it's called The Tooth Fairy. Yep, came out in 2010.
Tooth Fairy, I remember too, yeah.
So Tooth Fairy was a similar idea, except he was a hockey player.
Correct.
I believe.
So is that?
Or no, he was actually the Tooth Fairy. Didn't he play? Why is he wearing a hockey suit? I'm pretty sure he played hockey.
That was just his cover up.
Yeah, he did play hockey. Look at the cover.
I don't know.
So.
That, and then what was the show? What was the show? That remember?
She had a daytime talk show, and that's True Jackson VP.
Hey, that's what I was talking. That's what I was thinking about.
Fresh and cool, it's just what I. That's that shit. TRUEJACK. Yeah.
For a theme song.
Mr. Madigan, that was a great show. But yes, KEKE, and she was dancing with Usher. Usher was looking at it a little. He wasn't joking. It wasn't for show. He was feeling it. You know, usually you performing, you have your little dances, you act like y'all into each other for the show. He was liking KEKE.
Usher low key for a minute kind of forgot people were there. He was
doing
performance.
He wanted to put his palms on KEKE. You know what I mean?
He was like, it's just. What'd you say?
But yeah. So the father of her children got upset. They kept calling him that. So I'm assuming they're not together. And by the way KEKE was acting, I'm guessing that they were not together. Exactly. So she was feeling it. And yeah. So I guess I'll just ask straightforward. How do you feel about the situation? What do you think it is? Da, 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 da.
Well, I kind of told you last time.
Yeah, but they don't know.
No.
Let the people at home know.
No, man. Okay. So what I was telling you last time was just like, I think if the situation is how it is where they're not together or whatever, I'm like, cool, you know? Like, because then you think of it like this, like Usher don't know what's going on, so he just gonna do his thing. Yeah. So I guess it's really just kind of up to KEKE to really kind of respond, and like, if you know nothing's going on, then she'll just do her thing. Like, I know I'm good. Clearly, if something is, and that's why she's kind of just like, oh, you know, I'm gonna let Usher do.
I'm gonna have my fun, yeah.
You know, so it's like, you know, you kind of can't get mad at that, you know. But I guess in a situation, you still should be like, let me be like, I guess a little bit respectful, because at the end of the day, like, this man is still a father of your children, you know. So,
yeah, but they're not together.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just think of it like, I think why I'm saying that is more so because they had this whole like thing where he like was, I guess, upset and everything like that, and everybody on the internet knows. So I guess he's just there probably watching, like, and everybody's like, damn.
Yeah, but that was all after the fact.
Yeah.
His comments were after the fact.
Oh, they were. Like, so
that's what I'm saying. Like, so if he's the baby father and they're not together no more, he just sounds like a bitter baby father because he was talking about what she was wearing and
at that point, you can't get mad. It's over. There was something more, and it should have been discussed. Got figured out.
And now some people, all right, so I guess I agree with you what you were saying about, you know, if she was single and she wants to reciprocate, then obviously that's her, you know, she had nothing to do with it. If they were together and she did that, then obviously that's fucked up. Regardless, either way, no matter what angle it is, the guy shouldn't have taken all that shit to social media. Like, I feel like the minute you take your relationship stuff to social media, you lose. Like, it's not appropriate. It's not smart. It's not going to solve anything. Like, if you really got beef with her, talk to her directly. Anything on social media is going to be just for show, especially if you're a celebrity. You just want it for clout or some type of shit.
I guess.
Especially for KEKE. You know the world going to come after you if you come after KEKE.
Yeah, I think it's more so that too, where I guess he knows that she's famous. So I know, like, I guess seeing that on like social media and seeing it everywhere, he's just like, damn, like, what the hell? Like, you know, like, you're getting all this, like, buzz and everything like that. Meanwhile, I feel like he's more worried about us and how, like, you know, the family thing and all that. He probably is, like, a little...
being butthurt.
Exactly.
And he's from here, too. He's, like, his whole thing was, like, he has a YouTube channel about, like, the Eagles and shit, like, sports and shit. That's all they were both at the Eagles, like, Super Bowl or, like, the game before the Super Bowl.
Yo, bro, you might try to come on the
yeah,
show?
you want to say your piece on here? So.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well, you know. I believe you.
But, yeah, all that happened. So question, I guess, building off of that, because we're already on the same page about it, in terms of, like, he's a weirdo for talking about it. If she was single, she has the right to do whatever she feel like, regardless. Yeah. But they are also in the industry. So another part that, like, I see people talk about is that with that shit, like, there's also kind of like an agreement, like some celebrity couples are actors and actresses where they have to kiss other people or whatever. And I guess I'm assuming there's a mutual understanding where, what?
I'm just thinking of Zendaya right now.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing. And Tom Holland got some payback on her, I guess, if you saw on Twitter.
Yes. That's just funny.
So, yeah, so some people are like, oh, this is for work. Like, I understand that. Yeah. So there's that, you know, that boundary, that prior discussion of what it is. Or, like, if you're a music artist and you have to, like, you know, do a music video and you have to dance with a girl or whatever it may be, like, it's pre-discussed, understood, especially if it's two people in the industry, you know what it is. So if for whatever reason, if they are together and, like, I'm talking about KEKE and the father, the baby dad, and she did that, is it cool? Like, is it still like, oh, like, this is an industry. Okay. I'm doing it. We're both entertainers. Like, this is what I do. I host, I entertain, I make people laugh. Like, I have to play along and, like, build up the party up. So is that wrong?
So I'm gonna say,
or at least from your point of view.
So my point of view, I think I'm gonna say it's wrong. Only reason being is because, let's be honest, we're all showing up there and we're all in those seats. Again, I don't remember what this was for, whether it was for beats or whatever. If it was cool, we're all there for everything in general. If it's for the concert, they're all like, the whole thing is that we're there for Usher. So we're not here for KEKE. And right. No, I understand KEKE's there, but we're not there for KEKE. So I feel like KEKE there was just to enjoy herself seeing Usher. So then when you involve her and then when things start getting like that, I feel like we all know Usher can kind of take control of that situation, because imagine you just kind of be like, you know,
even if KEKE was joking,
exactly,
Usher wasn't joking.
Exactly.
Usher was not joking.
It was Usher.
Say, yeah, man.
He was getting in there. So it's like,
we up in this club.
Exactly. So Usher knew what he was doing. Usher was doing one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna see how far I can go. Yeah. If she don't push me off, you know, I'm gonna just
ride this out as much as I can.
Exactly. It's KEKE. So I feel like he was doing his thing. So that's why I feel like it's a little bit wrong, because I'm just like, damn, you know. Like, if you want to go there, cool. You know, I'm not going to stop you. If you took my girl, told me I want to go there, she's like, you know, okay, cool, go ahead. But the minute Usher started touching you, it's like, come on, what are we doing? You know?
Nah, I feel you. I would feel the same way. But at the very least, like, if I know, like, say if I'm dating KEKE Palmer and I know that she's in the industry, like, I would have a prior discussion with her when we are, like, starting. I was like, hey, like, I don't feel comfortable with X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And if, you know, if that's okay with you, then I appreciate you, like, respecting that boundary. And if not, then obviously we're not meant to be.
Yeah. So it's all pre-planned.
Communication. Thing, you know? It's what it's all about, people.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So keep it all together, baby. But yeah, so, like, I agree. So it's like, for example, if I were to date somebody who is a celebrity, and I know that, you know, it's a music artist where they have to, you know, you're an actress where they have to kiss or whatever it may be, like, I'm gonna tell them like, hey, like X, Y, and Z is cool, but like A, B, C is not. You know what I mean?
So what would be the furthest for you?
That I'll be able to take it?
Yeah.
To be honest, it wouldn't be much. I'd be like, I'm very, but in the same light, I wouldn't do the same. You know what I mean?
Like you're not gonna be like, no, you can't
do that, and then I'm gonna go run and do that. It's like, say if I was an artist dating another artist, like to me, like I'm not kissing nobody else. That's just me. Like I can't do that.
Yeah.
Or like sex scenes or anything like that. Like I'm not doing any of that. I feel like to me that's too far play or not. Like whether the emotions there or not, y'all still touching up on each other. Like that's just weird to me.
Yeah, that always seems weird to me. I don't think I can, in general, even be comfortable with me doing a fake sex scene.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even think I could recreate that.
Because you still are like, I don't know, you still have to act like it, like make it look real.
You're still looking at the person eye to eye, just like,
And if it was like an actress type thing, I can't go to a screening and watch you fake bang this guy. Like I'm sorry, like call me whatever you want. I just don't feel comfortable with it.
You're like, babe, come on, don't you want to go and see my opening movie?
I'm like, look, I'm gonna go get some popcorn. Let me know when it's over.
You're like, wait, why did he lock the door behind him? Why are you two just...
Baby, no.
Like, what?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
But that's just me. And like, hey, like I would communicate that, and I wouldn't say don't do that and then go and do that myself. Yeah. To me also, like any kind of like, I get me just physical touching, like if like twerking and shit, like I'm not gonna have a girl twerk on me if I got a girl, and I'm not gonna want you twerking on some dude if I'm your man. Like that's just how it goes. Now, for example, I was like, all right, so because I know you're an artist, like you have to do certain things. If it's on some like choreography type shit, I don't mind.
So what do you mean choreography? Like say she gotta go and like dance, and the next thing you know, she gotta do one of these things where she's like, she gets down low and then comes up in front of the like act like the other performer or something like that. Shaking, I wouldn't say shaking their ass, but just kind of being close to them.
Yeah. Like to me, like I get it. Like it's for the show. I'm not gonna like fault you for that. Like I know you got a job to do.
Why did you do that?
Yeah, like I just feel like whenever it's like puss, butt, penis, boobies, like it's off. It's a little off.
What are you doing?
But like if you dancing and like you gotta put hands on hips or something, like I'm not gonna like you gotta do shit.
It's the only way for it to look, good.
Or if it was like on some like Dancing with the Stars shit, like go crazy. Like do your thing. Like
you gotta kind of do that too.
Win it, baby. Like I'm rooting for you. I'm gonna be right there. You better win if you're gonna do this.
Exactly. Like if not,
you better let him throw you. But yeah, I feel like to that like is where I kind of draw the line with stuff. But that was just again like that's something that I'll communicate with them, and if they're cool with it, then we're both in agreement. But if they're not, then it's just not meant to be. Now, if they're like, I would like if they're like, I want you to be able to do all those things, and they're like, oh, all right, cool. Like if they're like, oh, like I would let you kiss do that like X, Y, and Z, so they could do it. Then I'd still be like, I don't know. But if they're like, oh, I'm gonna go do this, but you can go do it too, then maybe I'd be like, all right, like I guess that's fair. But I still just don't like it. I would rather not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, you could do kiss scenes. Like if they told me like you could do kiss scenes, Victor, and I'll go do kiss scenes, I'm like, to be honest, I don't want to. But
to be honest, it also makes me think like, why do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
It kind of also brings that little question. I don't want to make it into a thing, but it's just like, why do you want me?
Yeah.
So I guess it also is approach on how you get to that.
So to be honest, I would just, if it was my choice or like my call, I would just do without it.
That's just not touching.
Yeah, like in that situation, like I forget what exactly happened. They were just like really pressed up on each other, right? Did he ever ask?
He I think kind of did one of those things where I think he was like holding her waist and kind of like swaying back and forth like while he was singing.
Okay.
I think I can't remember. If I'm wrong, please, I'm sorry, but I could have. I think that's what I remember. I don't know.
Oh, he lost them. Pulled the cord. Yeah. So it's all a communication thing. At the end of the day, don't take your issues to social media. And this is beyond KEKE Palmer. We don't want to see you post on your story some inspirational quote about how you're not getting treated right. Just go talk to him. If not, cut him off. We don't want to see that. I'm sorry. Now, on the other hand, before we run out of time here, let's get into the Jonah Hill part where it's like similar. It was very weird how this all happened in the same week. It was like very like boom, boom, boom. Jonah Hill, he released he filmed like some documentary or something or like a film that was about or like tied into like his journey that he went through, like his mental health and like how he's trying to be a better person and X, Y, like just a whole bunch of stuff like that. My understanding is that his, I believe now ex, posted a text conversation between him and her of how he was basically trying to control how she like just did her regular shit. Like, I don't know if you know about her, but she's a professional snowboarder.
Interesting.
So they were together, and yeah, so one thing I believe he was just like, gave this whole like list almost of like shit that he just wasn't cool with. But it was just like very OD. Like, it was just like, oh, like, don't be posting your ass on the internet. It's like, yo, the photo he was talking about was her, like, you know, like, basically fully covered. And he was still butthurt and being weird about it.
So this is the thing. I heard it was something a little bit different where he was trying to tell her because she was like trying to ask him to do certain things. As far as like, I guess, post on social media about like his life more and stuff like that. But he was like, yo, like, I just don't want to post about my family or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just not what I'm about, you know, like, and I felt like she was like calling him like stuff like that because he was like, I just want to kind of keep my life private. I feel like that's kind of what it was for me. I thought that's what I was saying.
So these are from 2021. So his text is as plain and simple. If you need surfing with men, boundaryless inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I'm not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust. That was the text that she posted, right? Now, mind you, we talked about communication and boundaries. He's able to have his boundaries and what they are. That's what we were just talking about. Some people might have heard what we said and called it controlling. Like, everybody's different. Again, I agree with him where he was just like, these are my boundaries for my romantic, like, this is what I consider. Now, this should have been talked about way before, not fucking years into the relationship. Yeah. But like, if you know your partner's a fucking professional surfer and he's like, if you need to surf with men, post yourself in a bathing suit and like model or sexual pictures. And then the photo he was talking about was like, not like, it was nothing. It's like, bro, like that's a little OD of you to like to say, like, think of, like, remember the profession that she's in. Yeah. She was most likely posting sexual photos and whatever you deem you don't like about her before y'all got together. Yeah. And now it's a problem because you're with her. Yeah. She was probably most likely surfing with other men before y'all got together.
I was gonna say what probably caught your attention about her was because she posted something in a video.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
And that's actually funny. The first time that like they were like, oh, like Jonah Hill's shooting the shot was under a photo of her with her ass out.
Yeah. You can't hate the player, bro.
Yeah.
Can't hate what is it? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yes.
Kind of like that, you know. Can't hate her. That's just literally what she does for a living. So
she's an Australian pro surfboarder, bro. You're Jonah Hill.
Australians.
Yeah, like that's just what they do, bro. Like, be for real with yourself. So like, why are you being so extra about it? This is like one that gives off just very insecure, which I feel like in a way he always kind of has in some ways. But it's like, then in the same breath, there's a part of it where it's like, I said with Kiki's baby dad, I was like, don't post your relationship stuff on social media. It just keeps off kind of weird. And she went and technically did the same. In her situation, I'm kind of like, yes, it's wrong. Like, you should be able to, you know, not share personal text messages out into the public world. That's a private thing, especially when you're a celebrity. Like, I feel like you only have so much privacy to like put that out there. Exactly. But in the same breath, he was releasing this this documentary about mental health, you know, being not like being better to other people, you know, growing as a person. You know, all this praise for it, while at the same time as filming that movie, he was sending those messages to her. So it's very hypocritical. So she was probably frustrated of him getting all this praise of being how he was growing, whole time treating her like shit in the background. Yeah. So it's like, it's like, imagine like me, like being jacked on steroids and then making this film about how I'm natural and like I've never used steroids in my life. It's like, yo, like,
yeah, come on, bro. We had a whole conversation.
Yeah. Like, and then you have text messages of me saying like, oh, I'm about to go do roids right now. Like,
I'm just like, bro, don't do it. Nah, bro, fuck you.
and then you're actually like you never use steroids and you're trying to do the same thing I'm doing, but I'm getting all this praise for being natural. Like, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a frustrating thing to see when you see somebody that's like trying to deceive and they're getting success, knowing what they put you through behind closed doors. So it's a little bit different from what the KEKE and the Usher thing was, especially considering that KEKE and the baby dad weren't together.
Yeah, it is a little bit different, you know.
But like, if you look at her IG, like I have it pulled up right now, like her photos are very regular.
Yeah, I mean, she probably, if anything, probably cleaned it up. Who knows? You know, like I wouldn't say like crazy, but just like little things. Who knows? You know, or maybe afterwards she decided to like not do like certain posts. You know, but again, it still gets to that point where it's like, you're just like, I don't think I'm gonna go and just constantly censor. You know, if that's what I do for a living. So.
Oh, she also films. I was like, who's this dude? She like takes photography. Sorry.
Those pictures got him.
Gas him for air. But yeah, like the stuff she's all surfing shit. I sound like I did a blunt. I'm sorry. That was really bad. But yeah. My voice was cracked. But yeah, Jonah Hill, don't be weird. Just take care of yourself, bro. Don't.
Hey, that's what he said.
Of course. But like those boundaries should have been set way beforehand. And the same thing is like, and if they didn't fit each other, then just fucking leave. Like,
yeah, I think
don't force each other to live under each other's rules. If that's not the case, that obviously means that you guys aren't meant to be together if you guys have different ideas.
Yeah, I guess you should just kind of like figure it out at this point. I don't know.
Just don't force people to do shit that they don't want to do. If they don't want to do, if you don't like the shit that they do, then they don't align with you. That's a bar. Like, I don't know how else to put this. You shouldn't have to ask them to treat you how you want to be treated and vice versa. Like, if you just tell them, I like to be treated this way, it should not be a repeated conversation. Or if you have certain expectations of a relationship, it should be that way. There are people who will fall into those lines. Like they just naturally agree with what you have to say. And that's the person that's meant for you. One relationship may think, there's women today or men or whatever it may be. They're like, I want to be with a man who's going to provide 100% of what I live. And I would prefer to be stay-at-home mom and live that type of life. And that's valid. Then there's others who's like, I wanted everything to be 50-50. That's also valid. But there are people who are like, you got to do this or you got to be this type. It's like, all right, then you're not meant for that person. Why are you chasing them? If they don't want to fall into that, why do you want to force them to be the type of person you want?
I don't know.
Just find the person that matches you that will willingly want to fill that role.
There was something about it. Maybe they said, I'm joking. I'm just like, you know what? I want this.
See, but like, I get, like, I've been there. You know what I mean? Like, I've been like, they don't fall into this, but like, I like all of this. So you try to like, I'll just ignore that. And that just doesn't work in the long run.
Yeah.
It'll come out eventually. You can only do that for so long. So Jonah, and I'm going to say her name because I don't want to just call her Jonah's
surf girl.
Sarah Brady. I hope you guys both find happiness in your separateness. KEKE and I don't know his name, KEKE's baby dad, because that's who he is.
Yeah, we give a name for fucking Jonah's girl, but we won't give a name for him.
Yeah, because he disrespected KEKE. Yeah, I hope that KEKE's happy. Clearly, she got Usher. Yeah, man.
Bro, how old is that man, bro? I swear. Like you said, he doesn't age, and I look at losing track of it.
He's like in his 40s.
It's crazy, bro.
He's also been famous since he was like 16.
I know. It's just crazy to think. You kind of forget about that part, you know?
Yeah, he's been around for very, very long.
And you see, like, you say that, but it hasn't been very, very long.
It has been, though.
But I know, but it's just like to think, like, that's still, like, your midlife. And we grew up with him.
Oh, yeah,
you know
but he's been famous more longer than he's been not famous. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy to think that because it was that young. To me, it feels like it was a long time.
So you think he's like 60?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, now another person, I guess you would say that falls into line is like Tom Cruise. Again, Doesn't look like it. He's getting there now, though.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's showing. But it's just crazy to think that he's 60 years old. But it's again with all the movies that he makes all the time, you're just like not even paying attention. You're like, shit, wait, this man's 60. Why the fuck is he jumping out of a helicopter?
Right. And then there's fucking like Chris Brown, for example. He like just turned 30.
Exactly, right?
And Justin Bieber is 29. He's not even 30 yet. He's been around forever.
Exactly. This is what I mean. It just feels like, damn, like it was like middle school, high school, now like through college, and you're just like, dang. Like,
But that's what happens when you just start off so damn young. It's like,
just so crazy to think. We're just like, damn, we're on 30, on this. I'm just like, man, imagine being famous for that long. Just like,
weird. But all right, we've gone on for a grip, so we're gonna hop up out of here. Mark, where can they find you, buddy?
Find me Instagram, it's Mark, Twitter, Mark as well. Twitter, can they find you, etc.
Find me everywhere at ETC Victor, etc. Stuff is at Real, etc. All the links for all of our stuff is in our description. I want to thank y'all for 1,400 subs. We already making our way to 1,500, baby. That Monsters Inc. video, y'all loving it. So we're gonna keep giving it to you. We'll catch you guys next time on ETC Podcast.